Hello, Cardinals. Today I'm going to go into lessons 3 and 4. The dates for that would be August 25th and August 26th. August 25th and August 26th. So let's get started. We're going to go to your NC Ed Cloud. Boop. We're going to click Canvas. Boop. And we'll wait on it to load. Your dashboard will pop up and you're going to go to World History. And we have our home page. We're going to switch to student view because I want you to see how it looks from your end. And so from student view, you're going to scroll down, 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 and you are going to click enter here. We are in unit 1. All right. Today, I'm going to go back and discuss lesson 3 with Neolithic Revolution. Says your EQ is how did life change from man in the Neolithic Revolution? Your goal is I can or a student will be able to analyze the changes that took place from the Paleolithic to the Neolithic era. Now, if I were you, I'd be writing this down, taking some notes. It says today you're going to read a comic on the Neolithic Revolution to identify the benefits to mankind. That's your purpose, identifying the benefits to mankind. Then we're going to do some closed reading about early humans, and then you're going to understand about the mini DBQ assignment that will be due on August 31st. So being that today is August 31st, might mean you've already missed it, and so you will need to make arrangements with the teacher so you can turn that in late. All right, so the first thing that pops up from your end should be the cartoon. So on my end, it usually let me hurry up and wait and it pops up. If that happens where you can't see it, see if I can refresh the screen. Okay. Let me show you what it should look like in the teacher view. So this is what you were supposed to see. So I'm actually glad we're doing this so you can see it now. Why hunt, why gather? During the Neolithic Revolution. In class, I had some students playing the characters. The one with the dark hair, one sitting down, and the one with the lighter hair. So we read this, we discussed it as propaganda, and then we scrolled down and we filled out the reply box. Okay? Same thing with you. You can do the same thing. Right now, I'm just going to go backwards to put it back in student view, which means I need to start over. It's okay. You learn how to navigate through Canvas the best way that you know how. It's trial and error, and that is okay. So as you already saw, we got in, but you were unable to see the first comic, but at least I put it in the video so you can stop the video and read it for yourself. Okay. So then you click your next, or you just click authorize, but click your next. And here I had to do the same thing. We found out last week that there was another error with this app. So go to Google Classroom. And right now I'm in block 1. You find the block that you need for yourself. And you're going to click on Paleolithic and Neolithic Revolution. And you're going to click on the doc. And here are your directions. A lot of this is similar to Cornell style notes. You're going to use the Read Write app to highlight your answers in blue. You're going to write answers in margin in any other color other than black. You're going to highlight words that you don't know in green. And then you're going to add annotations in the comment box to the right. And then finally it says answer the EQ at the bottom in red. Okay. So you'd highlight and you play around with that. Here are your colors to navigate. All right, that's your editing tools, ways you can play around with that. Again, I think a lot of students just did some trial and error on this. And make sure you made that copy and you're going to write this in red. And that is an error. That should say Paleolithic. Remember, Miss Wall did not write this. This comes from our shell for world history, but it's okay. So once you're done with that, you were to turn that in by the next day. So that means for the 24th, it was due the 25th. Okay. Going back to the assignment, click next. And this is the DBQ. The DBQ. So you have another worksheet that they've given you. Okay. And on that worksheet, they tell you how they want you to answer incomplete sentences, and then they tell you use 2 documents. Well, they provide you with documents. They give you documents, about 5 of them, and 4 documents, and you can use any of those. And then the last part of it is you writing a fairly lengthy, like at least 2 or 3 paragraphs explaining how the lives of humans changed from the Paleolithic age to the Neolithic age. And they wanted you to discuss spice as according to the Neolithic Revolution. So those themes of history, that's when you bring it up. The rubric is right here. You're going to be graded on sentence structure, punctuation, capitalization, spelling. You'll need to eventually learn how to cite sources if you use material from the internet or a journal or a book. And I usually like MLA style. But content is 50 points, organization and citations is 35, and grammar is 15. And that assignment, again, was due the 31st of August. And then you'll be done. All right, going back to make sure we get the next lesson. The next lesson is lesson 4. Enter here. Go back to the unit. So we did spice, we did Neolithic Revolution. Now we needed to talk about the civilizations. What patterns emerge in the characteristics of civilizations? So your goal today was student will be able to identify different traits that make up a civilization. You will complete Unit 1, Lesson 4. You'll start off with a warm-up discussion and another video, and there are some documents. So let's go to the activities. Still in student view. This one was a fun activity. The question wanted to know, what do you think makes a civilization? So they asked you to go do an internet search and find a picture that you think represents what civilization is. It can be from any point in history. In class, your classmates put all these wonderful sites, some controversial, but we discussed this openly for about 10 to 15 minutes because it says once you find your picture, you post it on the discussion board, explaining your definition, and then you like 2 other peers' posts. Scroll down and go to the next page to see the next assignment. Again, on this page, the activity was a 3-2-1. So you had to write down 3 things that you learned from this video. You had to write down 2 things you wanted to learn more about. And then you had to write down what one question you may have about the video. Okay? Notice there's not a space underneath that, so that means you're putting it in your notes to save. That means you're probably going to have a quiz. Okay? So the following document will walk you through some further information on what it takes to be a civilization. There will be spaces for you to enter text and you will submit it here. That's basically the information you had over there, but I'm going to check Google Classroom just in case. And yes, you take the little quiz, but look what it says. 1 point one question. Once you do that, then you click next and you'll be done for the day. Let me go back to Google Classroom. Again, you find where you are, but more than likely, this was the document from lesson 3 that was due for August 31st. You had to write 2 complete sentences that answer this question. So that's document 1, answer the question. Here's document 2, answer the question. Here's document 3, answer this question, 2 complete sentences. Document 4 is a chart. You examine each piece of that chart and then you answer the question. 2 ways how humans transitioned from Paleolithic era to Neolithic era. And then the last part is what was shown on the directions from the actual class. So it's just a summary. And yes, you should have 2 or 3 paragraphs. Well-organized paragraph that includes an introduction, several pieces of evidence, and a conclusion. Because this assignment was longer, that's why I gave more days to turn it in. So even though they received it on the 25th of August, I didn't ask for it until August 31st. I wanted to give you some time. Okay? So that was it, students. You did it. That is lesson 3 and lesson 4. Thank you. This was pretty long. I apologize that, but you needed to see it.